Haitian immigrants coming to the Dominican Republic has always been influenced by differences in job opportunities and living conditions. As conditions in Haiti worsen, more people cross into the Dominican Republic for a better life. While this increase in migration is beneficial to the economy, the way it is handled reveals corruption within the Dominican government and immigration system. Failures such as the lack of legal protection and discrimination against Haitian migrants also affect Dominican citizens of Haitian descent. The complicated diplomatic relationship between Haiti and the Dominican Republic is largely shaped by historical tensions, especially around the Massacre River. This river symbolizes long-standing division and originally represented rivalry between French and Spanish colonial powers. In 1797, Spain ceded the entire island of Hispaniola to France, showing a major conflict over both territory and economic power. At the time, the French colony of Saint-Domingue was extremely valuable, producing about two-thirds of France's overseas trade and serving as a major center of the European slave trade. In March 2023, Dominican authorities arrested 19 people as part of an investigation into members of former President Danilo Medina's administration. Although Medina himself was not charged, the case raised concerns about corruption and accountability. Supporters of the PLD criticized the investigation, arguing that corruption within the current administration was not being equally investigated. These arrests show that high-ranking political figures can still have influence within the justice system even after leaving office. Because of that, corruption investigations can become inconsistent or politically influenced depending on who is in power. This helps explain why corruption continues as a cycle, since accountability is not always applied equally. In May 2023, Amnesty International reported that journalist Nuraya Pireya's phone was targeted with Pegasus spyware multiple times between 2020 and 2021 while she was investigating reports of corruption involving government officials. This highlights a broader issue involving media freedom and surveillance. Media ownership in the Dominican Republic is concentrated in the hands of few groups, which limits independent reporting and reduces transparency. As a result, corruption becomes harder to expose, especially when journalists face pressure or surveillance while investigating powerful figures. The Dominican Republic has stated that it plans to expel as many as 10,000 Haitian migrants per week, despite warnings from the United Nations about forced returns due to violence and instability in Haiti. This policy raises serious human rights concerns because large-scale deportations often limit time for legal review and due process. It also puts pressure on border systems that may not have enough oversight, increasing the risk of abuse. Overall, weak safeguards make it more likely that enforcement actions can violate human rights standards. Throughout the region, people most frequently report paying bribes when interacting with police officers and vehicle registration agencies. This shows how corruption becomes a part of everyday life in the Dominican Republic. When citizens are regularly forced to pay bribes, trust in government decreases, and police are seen as threats instead of protectors. Over time, this creates a cycle where corruption becomes normalized and continues to repeat itself. Several organizations are working to support affected communities. Amnesty International has documented discrimination against Dominicans of Haitian descent and Haitian asylum seekers, and has led global campaigns against mass deportations. Another organization is the Movimiento de Mujeres Dominico-Haitianas, which is also known as MUDA, which provides legal assistance, documentation support, and help for vulnerable communities facing deportation or lack of legal identity. These organizations play an important role in protecting human rights and supporting marginalized groups. In July 2025, over 31,000 Haitian nationals were repatriated. However, detention centers are overcrowded and migrants often receive limited legal review and sometimes inhumane treatment. To address this, border control systems need to be modernized, with better tracking, improved infrastructure, and access to legal aid and medical care in detention centers. In addition, human rights and anti-corruption training for officials can help address the root of the problem by improving accountability and ethical decision-making. A key solution to combat corruption in the Dominican Republic is stronger independent oversight. The Director General of Migration, Luis Rafael Lee Ballester, oversees immigration enforcement through the Dirección General de Migración. Because this system has a concentrated internal control, critics argue that corruption and abuse can continue without strong external accountability. Independent anti-corruption units would help solve this by monitoring detention centers, investigating misconduct, and ensuring that laws are enforced fairly. By separating oversight from enforcement, it becomes much harder for corruption to be hidden, helping break the cycle of abuse and discrimination in the Dominican Republic. Some unanswered questions could be, are the voices of Dominican citizens having any influence in government actions? And are Dominican citizens being profiled as well, and how are they being affected by the deportation of Haitians?